Well, you guys jumped off of a building.
Yeah, I had to throw Damien off a building.
He throws me off, and I nearly smashed my face on that central camera.
For my number 3, it's Chris Pratt. You posted that.
Nice, of course.
I still can't believe, like, leading up to it, you guys had me believing Justice Smith was our guest.
Matt Pat used to work at Defy, and he said, this video could have ruined your channel.
Olivia's dying from the pepper, and you're like, say something in Chinese. And she's just double middle finger.
Yo, someone here smells like coffee. Who's that in there? That's you.
Yo, who here smells like coffee?
Someone here smells like coffee.
Welcome to the Smoshcast. I am Ian Hecox, and today I'm joined by, who am I joined by?
Shane Top.
Courtney Miller.
And today I'm Damien Haas.
Wow.
Only
Tomorrow,
for today.
he could be Meryl Streep.
Ian, were you
could've
at the
been.
gym this morning?
No, I ran, though.
Then why you smell so bad?
swole?
No, I thought I saw your car.
Oh, no. I thought about going to the gym, but
How long did you run for?
I think it did like 3 miles.
What were you running
Pretty
from?
great.
That's a solid cross-country race if I ever did see one.
I was running from obesity. So today we're doing something a little special. But before I get into that, shout out to Upstart and Sleep Number for sponsoring this episode.
Hey, thank you.
Today we're going to be listing off our 5 favorite Smosh videos. Also, if you haven't downloaded this episode, make sure you're downloading all the Smosh episodes and also leave a review. Help us out. Get the Smoshcast out there to everybody in the world. Damien,
Yeah, what's up?
let's start off with you. Let's all go around.
We're doing a top 5
Yeah, so we're gonna start from
hottest
5.
Smosh members. Is that what you said?
I mean, you just list me 5 times. So.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Is your temperature that high?
Yeah, I'm always smoldering. So we'll start. Damien, you go ahead and start us off at number 5.
Yes.
Coming in at number 5.
The least favorite of the favorites.
And this is personal favorites, so we all have our own favorites.
And these are not our personal experiences filming it or whatever. This is us. We look back, we watch these videos, and these are the ones that make us laugh the most or we enjoy the most.
And it's not just sketches. It's sketches, pit, games.
anything.
Everything.
Wow.
Okay, so my number 5 is a Smosh Games classic. Not really classic. It's called Damien Knows the Way, and it is not because of the title. I didn't realize that was the title until I was making my list, so sorry. But basically, it's our adventures in a game called VR Chat, where you put on a VR headset and you're just walking around and talking with other people. And it's
Wait, is that the one with you and me together?
No, that's the second one, which isn't as good as this, and therefore didn't make the list. This one was me and Bose having individual adventures. Bose was trying to find like a husband and kept like, talking about like I'm pregnant and like it's just seeing how
was
people would
so
react.
funny.
It was so good. And then mine was like playing my my like food reviewer character as though I was my avatar looked like Midna from Twilight Princess, and I was just always looking for mayonnaise, and I walked into a virtual McDonald's where 8 people were really virtually working it, and I demand to know who's responsible for giving me Coke Zero sugar, because it's not the same as Coke Zero. I just had so much fun like interacting with people. It was just like living in an improv scene with all the costumes and scenery built in.
Dude,
So that was pretty dope.
that's my 5.
That's-
That's my number 5.
It is?
I love that video. I love that video so much.
No way.
You both are so funny the whole time. VR chat, I just love VR chat
I do
videos in
too.
general. So I think that's partially why. But oh my God, the fact, literally groups of people were following you around, not even knowing who you were because you're just being so funny.
Yeah,
and then
thank
And then
you.
even Bose, like she was being hilarious trying to find a date and all the people were just not vibing.
She was
no.
awesome.
That's really your number 5?
Yes, right here. Look, 5, VR chat, Damien.
That's so funny. And I loved, that means a lot because I really enjoyed that video, and it didn't necessarily like blow up or anything because it's really hard to do VR on YouTube. Like, not to talk too much shop here, but it's like, how do you convey the experience of actually being in something? And then when you're looking at somebody doing it, it's just us in a headset,
Yeah.
like looking around. You can't even see our eyes, so you don't get the personality. But left up to my own devices, I would love to do so much more stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
literally, VR chat videos, they don't do well unless you say VR chat funny moments. And like, that's
Yeah.
it.
Parentheses,
And there's
not clickbait.
And you don't see the person playing. You just
Yeah.
see what they're playing. That was my number 5.
That's so funny.
But I have other options, so I'm going to pick a different number 5 since
No,
you
I think
picked
that's
that one.
hilarious
No, I think
that
Well,
you
Go ahead,
locked
go
it
ahead
in.
and go in with your alternate
Okay,
5.
my alternate, what?
Oh, we're doing all our fives
All doing our
first.
Try
Got
listening,
it.
Damien.
Yeah, do you get it?
I do
Are you
now.
here?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
do.
with us?
I'm here now.
My alternate number 5 is when we drew Pokemon from memory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is
That
solid.
one is like, we're just laughing so much in that video. And the fact that Olivia drew this weird robot character every single time.
Keith
It wasn't
is
even
the-
a robot. It was like a geometric shape.
And Keith was straight up just mishearing the names.
But Keith is such a good artist that all of his work was incredible. It was just so off.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
and we're just like laughing and just having such a good time in that video. And you can see it in that one. It's a good one.
I think that's part of the like point of the video. Like, ideally, there would be 5 people at Keith's level to be like, we asked 5 artists what they thought these things sounded like they would look like, and then I think we just need 5 Keiths.
I mean, part of the fun of doing these drawing things is when the people aren't good at drawing as well.
Yeah.
Because they're so bad, they're hilarious. Or somebody just keeps drawing the same weird geometric shape like Olivia.
Didn't I just draw like a giant onion with a face for one?
I forget.
Yes, I think you did.
It's a wacky time, guys.
Wow.
Give it a
Gadzooks.
watch.
It is really good.
What's your number 5, Shane?
So I have this written down in my notes, and I knew this one was going to be on there. My number 5 is Damien Knows DeWay, and I'm not
What?
kidding.
What? Everybody's
It's,
number 5?
I'm not kidding.
That's
It's
insane.
and I don't have an alternate, but I can definitely talk about this one because Damien's being modest here. Them playing VR chat, it didn't get many views. It's at like I think it's at like 475. You know, for us, it's not many. Bose has this storyline where she's trying to find love in the VR world, and it's a very good storyline. It has a very good ending. Damien. He's starting off, he's having fun. He gets into Midna from Twilight Princess, and that's when suddenly it just something changes in his demeanor. And like he goes full Augustus, and he's so weird. And everyone in VR chat is already weird. People are saying weird things. That's all they're doing. He is on another level that he eventually had a whole group following him throughout the VR world. Just literally just seeing what this guy is doing. So by the end, he just has this like posse of like 12 people.
Just watching him.
Literally just become his
And
gang.
they're not saying anything. They're just following
A lot of
him.
them are just
interacting.
watching him. Some of them are saying stuff, but a lot of them are just kind of like laughing and watching him.
Yeah,
so
it's so
weird.
nuts. And like he's so into it and he's just ranting throughout the whole time. Like he's in the McDonald's, they're like, they bring him stuff and he's like, what is it? Coke is Zero? Like freaking out nonstop, just riffing,
Thanks,
and it
man.
never ends.
Nutted with
It's so funny. It's so stupid funny. And honestly, Bose's part is very good too.
Yeah.
The back and forth is great.
It's such a solid video. I
Yeah.
want more VR chat. I'll
Thank
just
you so
say.
much.
It's nuts. It's so nuts. Oh my God.
So good. That's funny.
It's a Damien classic. That's hilarious at
yes,
all. We did not.
Augustus is what that character's called?
Augustus, my Yelp reviewer character who has a penchant for mayonnaise and it gives him strength.
Yeah, I can't stress enough. We did not talk to each other about our top 5.
Yeah, this is funny.
We
Yeah,
all individually came up with them.
Wow.
We
And
all
you know how many Smosh videos there are?
So many.
thousands out of
Wow.
all 3 channels, and we all chose the same video from
Well,
Smosh Games that came out like a year ago.
Well, you guys aren't going to believe what my 5th one
Oh
is
God, what?
because it is not what you guys.
Yeah, it's like, you've never seen that video.
No, I've seen bits and pieces. I get the highlights. No, my 5th one was we said that if we got 1 million subscribers on Smosh Games, this is way back in the day. If we got 1 million
wow.
subscribers on Smosh Games, we would wax Joven.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Iconic.
Yeah.
A milestone.
Oh yeah, yeah, and wax him we did, and like we thought he was like playing it up, but he was like, no, like it really like hurt that bad. It was just one of those like strange bonding moments when like we like, you know, because we. You know, when we started, like, we didn't really know Joven and Sohinki and Lasercorn. So, like, we were just kind of, like, getting to know each other. And then, like, I felt like that was, like, a strange, like, bonding moment for all of us to take turns ripping pieces of hair off of Joven. And that was, it was a lot of fun. There was a spider that randomly teleported into his chest
it just
hair.
so happened to fall from the ceiling and land on his chest like a fraction of a second after the tape came off. So they thought like a spider came out of him for a second.
Yeah.
That
That's
video's insane.
hilarious.
It was a wacky video. And Joven's wearing a diaper in it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Wow. So he's Okay, so he brought the diaper back for Gauntlet then.
Yeah, that was a full circle kind
Wow,
of thing.
we did
He
a couple
really-
callbacks in that month then. The
Yeah.
chest wax and the diaper.
I mean, the
Alright.
chest wax is an important piece of Smosh Games lore.
Yeah,
So I felt like I had to include that on there.
that's
It's
pretty
like
great.
a legend you hear about and you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember it was like one of my first days I heard about it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
someone mentioned like, yeah, Joven getting his chest waxed. Like it was just a thing. It's a thing everyone knows.
And it wasn't even just his chest. It was like people just chose random spots on his body. So like somebody like ripped hair off of his like tummy.
Oh, yeah,
That hurts. Oh, anybody else just clench? I did.
But yeah, it was just like random patches around him, and we didn't have like a professional there. We just like heated up some like wax you could buy in CVS.
Yikes.
And just did it ourselves without any
Just
sort
some
of
Nair.
guidance. Yeah. Well, not Nair. It was wax.
I don't know.
He's a trooper. Like he'll deal with any punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the thing. Joven very quickly realized that he had to be sort of the guy that since he wasn't necessarily good at games, he had to like basically grab on to the title of being bad at things.
Yeah, own it. Fail big. It's
Exactly.
funny. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what Joven did from a very early moment in Smosh Games and just never let go.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Respect
That's
to
a
the
solid.
man.
That's a solid number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're on to number 4.
Number 4, coming in at number 4. My fear is that because I did the Damien Knows the Way and you got the chance to change it up after that, I'm like, oh man, I
Don't change it if nobody knows. Like, is
No,
yours?
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I
just
think
go
it's
for it.
hilarious that we're picking.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 4, which will almost certainly be a lot of other people's number 4, is We Read Courtney's Middle School Diary.
Oh.
It's a solid one.
I love that one so much, not only because we are all playing and having fun, but it is the type of video that can only be made from a place of love. If it was like any other group, it would just be kind of mean. But we're all friends and we're able to like poke fun and be like, ah, ha, 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 ha. So like Courtney taking that big leap for herself emotionally to like share that very intimate part of herself with people and then have us like all, just, I don't know, take it and run with it. It was just from start to finish such a solid episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also felt good for me on a personal note because like I still wasn't like regularly doing pit stuff then, so it was like an honor to be invited to be a part of that for such a big video. I don't know. I loved it.
That was great. Yeah, I actually forgot about those, and it's not in my list at all.
Oh, wow.
So I appreciate that. That was
Yeah.
definitely one of those projects where going into it didn't think about it a whole lot. I was like, yeah, I'll just bring my diaries. I'll just do that. It's fine. And like typed it out, and then like I was like, oh like this is actually my life.
Yeah.
But it made me feel really good because of all of these moments and things that had happened in my life as a kid. Just were like things I just kind of like, oh yeah, that happened. But like doing that video kind of brought them to life in a way that like now I can look back on them differently. It's a better memory now because of those videos.
Was it cathartic? Like, were you able to heal through us making
Therapeutic
fun
at
of
all?
it?
It was kind of like a different kind of pain. So it's like, it's okay. It's
But I'm
okay.
sure, like, you read a lot of comments that were like, "Oh man, I have the same kind of stuff
Yeah.
in my diaries." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's those kind of things that like people really connect to because every kid is cringy. All right, of
course.
we've all been through
You
a
can't
cringe
pretend
phase,
you weren't.
and some people like me never leave that cringe phase.
Well,
Sometimes
And then
it
you make a
comes
career
back.
out of
And
it.
Yeah.
diaries in general, I feel like are inherently cringy because it's you putting in stuff that you're not talking about with anybody else, at least in that moment. So yeah, that's kind of the nature of it.
Yeah. Even still, like I currently have a journal I write in, and I'm like writing a sentence. I'm like, this, I feel like I'm writing a middle school diary right now. This sounds so
Yeah.
cringy, but it's just what I genuinely feel.
Yeah.
And also, when you go back and read it, you're reading a previous version of yourself.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
Especially me,
That's-
because I'm a Gemini, and I'm just like a chameleon of a
Always.
person. Yeah.
But it's like you're able to like look back and if you do go back and read your diary and you're cringing, it's like good. I have grown as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a smart point.
Yeah.
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 That's great.
I like
I usually
that.
get one smart point in there, and the rest are just dumb.
just throw in a ton
Yeah.
of things and
See what sticks.
yeah.
And let's all shut up to read some ads. You know, as a lot of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is so easy, but getting out of it is freaking hard, especially if your credit score isn't that great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off your high-interest credit card debt. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than your credit score. They believe in you, and they understand that. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one simple monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/smosh to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes and it won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/smosh. And now, back to whatever the heck we were talking about.
Okay, my number 4 is The Legend of Zelda rap.
Oh, yeah, classic.
That video is incredible. Incredible. The music is insane. The lighting, it's just such a beautiful video, and it's so well done. I don't even believe that it was just you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And was that branded?
No.
That wasn't.
It wasn't.
Because the Assassin's Creed one was sponsored.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't, and you guys still went ham on it, and it literally is so polished, and just the lyrics, I just cannot believe.
Yeah.
That's a standard that I will always see. Man, you guys have been that good, and you can be that good.
Yeah, I think that was back in the day of YouTube, where if you honestly put more effort into a video, you would see the result in views generally. So we were like, okay, most of our viewers know about Zelda. We had this song that we've been working on for a little while, and we were pretty confident that if we spent the money to get it made and get it made as good as we could at that time, that it would have a pretty good turnout. And it did. It was really fun. It was one of those videos where I was while we were filming it, I was like, yeah, this is going to be freaking awesome. And it's probably at that time, it was probably our most expensive video ever. I mean, all in, we were probably $18,000-$20,000.
Wow, for a YouTube video, that's incredible.
Because it was
But it would pay off back then. In a certain sense, you would get the views.
Long term.
I mean, back then everyone had to pay for music, so we sold it on iTunes, and I mean that video, I don't remember how many people downloaded that video, but it did make its money back. Yeah, it's at 76 million views.
Good God.
Yeah.
But it was
iTunes purchases alone, probably.
Yeah, because back then everyone was buying music off iTunes, so it actually worked out really well. But it was a multi-day shoot, which normally we shoot all our sketches in one day, max, just because of budget. And then also we drove up to the mountains. We did a 2-hour drive. We had to leave at 4 a.m. Jeez. We did makeup, prosthetics. We paid this cosplayer, Jackie Goner. She was the Zelda in that music video. She made that costume, and she made the Link costume and the Ganondorf costume. Wow. So we paid her for that.
Was that her singing?
No. So we actually had a different singer record for that. And then I, of course, did my amazing rapping.
I think you are pretty good at rapping, Ian. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
I think you got it.
He's got
Thanks.
bars.
Okay. I go back and I watch it, and I'm like, okay, this is there's some stuff that's really, really basic, but I think we were more focused on getting jokes in there than we were in creating a cool rap. It was let's just find words that rhyme.
The instrumental alone, though,
oh yeah, and that was
didn't matter what you were saying.
Yeah, I think that was Kurt Hugo Schneider, who at the time he had kind of a smaller YouTube channel. Now he has he's been blowing up lately, and he has, I think, over 10 million subscribers
Nice. I watched that video as a fan back when I was in middle school, and I was like, oh, this is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, we were super proud of that music video. Some of the stuff isn't quite 2019 appropriate, but we were like, hey, it's a bad guy saying that he's gay, so the bad guy is going to be, using the wrong sort of terminologies and stuff. So that's understandable. But yeah, no, really proud of that one. That was a fun one to shoot. It was a fun one to watch. And it's one of those things where like you get like so amped to like put it out.
Yeah, dude. What was it like when you guys like uploaded it like that day?
I mean, people freaked out because it was dope.
They had to pick up their minds off the floor.
Yeah,
Dope.
I mean, we spent a lot of time on that video.
Like editing and everything?
Yeah. I mean, because back then Anthony was editing, so like he spent
dude.
what?
That was Barity.
Oh, it was Barity.
Barity
Barity
did
was
that,
there?
but
Barity.
But Barity told me a story about it, about the detail that Anthony would want to put into things, where he was like, he showed it to Anthony, and Anthony was like, hey, or Anthony did a round on it, and Anthony added a bunch of stars to the night sky in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Anthony
that was
did
that was
kind
the
of like
stuff.
a last pass on it. I mean, we were both giving like a crap ton of notes on that edit. And it was a long process.
I can
But, mean,
imagine it was worth it though.
Yeah, we were so stoked. But yeah, I remember Anthony being like, yeah, this sky just is blank. It's just like a blank, like kind of like not quite night sky. And then yeah, he added a bunch of stars and it looked
That's awesome.
And didn't he add
sweet.
like the moon, that one moon?
yeah.
the
Oh, I
sky?
think Barity might have done that, but yeah.
Very
Oh, the
cool,
Zelda
man.
moon with
Yeah.
the like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, crashing in.
That's
so
fun.
Cool.
Determine a field.
That's cool.
All right, Shane, what's your 4?
So my number 4 is this one's been long forgotten, I think. Insane pie eating contest with Smosh. It's Put It in My Mouth,
Oh
number
my
30.
God.
And it's from 2016. It is bonkers. It's, it was weird, us getting on Smosh Pit. We were kind of trying to figure out our thing. That to me was the first video where you see us really just like go for it. I mean, it's funny from start to finish.
That was the
Keith legitimately
Thanksgiving put in my mouth, right?
Keith legitimately fell out of his seat as we were preparing. We luckily were rolling, so we cut back and showed that clip.
And they also showed Charlie Brown's Franklin doing the same thing at a Thanksgiving meal, which was just like, what?
And then, I think going into it, we were all like, do we really want to eat a bunch of pie? I don't know. So I was like, I got an idea. So I slammed my face in that pie, and then Keith did it, Olivia did it, Noah did it. Courtney continued to eat and then won because she actually continued to eat the pie. And then Sunny was like, yeah, you win $100. And then all of us were like, what? It's nuts. It's also the first time I ever on the channel said Daddy needs juice. Because as I'm just freaking out, like drinking milk, I'm just like, Daddy needs juice. Like it's just
Oh my god!
flipping.
And the milk pumpkin pie.
Oh yeah, it was
sludge
it was
that you
an
created on the table.
absolute mess. But that was the first time I feel like that ever happened on the channel, and watching it is insane. Smosh Pit, our videos are very different now than how they were then. They were a lot more like stuff jumping around, whatever. But
of edits.
it's very very fun, and our
Yeah.
dynamic is great. Yeah,
That's a good one. Forgot about that one.
it's a great one.
Can I be honest with you? So that was before my time, and obviously I'm not even in it. That's my number 3, my dude.
Whoa!
Hey, whoa! Don't reveal
I'm not.
that yet.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
come
no.
on,
Shoot.
you wait.
I just sorry. Oh, because everybody lined up
Yeah,
on the
well-
number 5. That's why we all did that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll just whip, wind it
No,
back.
no, no. I think that's fun. Because then, yeah, that's it.
we're
You
about
know,
to get into
that's
it.
fun. Okay,
Sure. Sorry.
that's so funny, dude.
I do absolutely love that video, though. It's like the first instance I had seen of you just being like, screw it, I'm going to go crazy and be like, "Bah, bah," like very, what we consider quintessential Shane nowadays, I think very much had its like origin in that video.
Yeah, because I think before that I was a little more just like figuring out what my dynamic was.
It took us all a bit to figure that out.
Yeah, I was like, wait, if I just lose my mind in videos, maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, that always works. Okay, so my number 4 is the coffee machine is racist.
Oh,
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a gem.
For me, I think it's one of my favorites because I think it's one of the tightest sketches that we've done, and also everyone had a moment to shine in it. And it was like, this was in 2017, something like that. We were trying to figure out like what is our whole dynamic on the channel. Like, yeah, we were doing like every blank evers and stuff, but like what's a way that we can include everybody on the Smosh main channel in a sketch, allow everybody to shine, give everyone their sort of moment. And I feel like Coffee Machine is Racist was definitely like one of those like ones that hit really, really good because everyone everyone had their funny moment.
It has a very accurate depiction of Noah off camera. That is really that's Noah.
He would legit walk in some mornings in that office and he'd just have like a keyboard and he'd just be making beats with a Bluetooth speaker, so it was delayed, so like nothing was on rhythm at all. It was incredible.
And he'd be playing like one note. It would be the one note thing like he's doing in that video. Yeah.
I feel like because I was written sort of to be deadpan, almost like bird person in that sketch. I think in general, like I've had a hard time. Like I don't know what my shtick is in the group. Like how Joven knows he's like he's kind of like the one who's bad at stuff, or he's the bad guy. He's always the one causing problems. Lasercorn's the one who's always destroying stuff. So Hinky being this tryhard, you know. But like, and then no, I don't know. I feel like I don't know what mine is.
I mean, I think I don't know. It changes over time, but I mean, for Smosh Pit at least, I think for a lot of them, I think you were kind of the straight man. Like, because, all of us were so insane. Like, you're insane for sure, but I think a lot of people out insaned you. Like,
you're just more insane in real life. So
yeah.
When we go to pitch shoots, I'm always like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna be like playing games with my friends today. Like, I don't know what else.
You were always doing like the thing we were supposed to do. Like the rest of us, like, I'm not eating this pie. You're like, well, we're supposed to eat pie, so I'm gonna eat the pie.
Well, I love pumpkin pie.
I think that's how that goes, though. It's kind of hard to define yourself. Like, even if Shane like knows for himself, like, I scream sometimes, like that might be all he'd be able to say until we're like, no, you're the this, you're the that. I feel that way for myself too. I'm like, who am I in this group?
We're genuinely ourselves. I mean, we really are. We don't go into videos thinking, what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Like we just end up doing our thing.
Yeah.
But I did love that. I love that. I didn't really think about that sketch was really a big one for like, this is just all of us playing ourselves, which is really cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like, heightened versions of ourselves, obviously.
Right. Yeah, I'm not racist.
Yeah.
Hey man, we know.
Infinity is like,
don't worry. Yeah, we know, man. No one's calling you a racist. It's fine.
Right? I'm not a racist.
Hey,
Shane,
no worries.
Shane, you might want to make a $50,000 donation to the Anti-Defamation League.
Oh my God.
You might need to do that.
Wait, who's that shade?
Ooh, that is some.
Oh, no, it's a different YouTuber.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Sick.
Well,
Hey, Ian, what's your name?
no, it's PewDiePie made a donation to $50,000, the ADL, and then just heard this morning that he retracted it. I don't know why.
Because his fans were mad.
Fans are mad for, I don't know.
I'm not touching that.
We don't need to talk about it.
Okay, what's Ian? Oh,
So that's my number 4.
4.
Number 3, Damien, you mentioned it.
Yeah, so I'd mentioned Shane. I love the insane pie eating contest with challenge with Smosh. I love all you guys in it. It's I was just, I don't know, it was something to aspire to. It's something I saw early on when just joining the channel, and I was like, man, that looks like fun. I love it. But since we, already talked about that a bit, may I throw in a different number 3 from my honorable mentions?
Do.
So I'm going to switch that out for Don't Pop the Balloon with WWE Superstars. It's another Smosh Games video. We collaborated with Up Up Down Down, which is the WWE's gaming department, and it was just so much fun working with them because, we do a lot of collabs, we do a lot of guest spots, and you never know what you're going to get because there are different types of performers out there, and some people are better solo, some people are better with a group. But the thing about wrestlers is they are, at the end of the day, athletes, yes, but performers above all.
Entertainers.
Entertainers.
Yeah.
And they're entertainers that can't do anything solo necessarily. Not that they can't. They don't really do anything solo. They're always working with another person, feeding off their energy and being like, how are we crafting a story out of this? So no matter who we were working with, we just had a great time. It was such an easy collaboration.
But watching the video, when you go back and watch it, is that like, yes, I love watching this video. And more so than just like the process of shooting it. But
absolutely.
Nice.
Rhino is somebody that I was collabed with, the WWE superstar Rhino. And I don't know. We just had so much fun. You know, I said like earlier, we can poke fun at each other and have that kind of dynamic without anybody getting hurt. We had that immediately. So it was really fun to watch us just kind of screw with each other.
That's great.
And yeah, just, I don't know. It was just Smosh Games being in its element, being very comfortable while simultaneously not being in a familiar space or setting. I was just very proud of it. I think overall it's a very solid video, and I think views-wise that reflects for sure.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Thanks.
That's great.
Was that everybody's number one? Is that
Oh God, I don't remember what I
just
put.
gotta show love to my Smosh Games? That was my start.
I feel like everybody has this one on their list somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they chose not to because they were like, everyone's gonna have this one. But the Wild West trailer,
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting.
the Summer Games Wild West trailer was the coolest thing, bro.
It really was.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Wow.
That, and like, I mean,
I
shooting
mean,
it was
it's more like where. Sorry, go for it.
go what? No, what?
I was
No,
gonna
what
say
does it do?
like
Tell us.
it was so awesome because where we debuted that trailer was at VidCon
Oh,
in front
yeah.
of like 2,000 people, and that was crazy.
Yeah, that
I just got
was-
chills again.
Yeah,
thinking
that
about
was
it.
freaking cool.
Everyone's got a cool intro in it.
Yeah, and then like that guy Leo taking time with a bunch of us to teach fighting choreography and like pouring dust on people so that the hits had like puffs of
yeah.
smoke and stuff, and like
Forgot about
the
that.
breakaway table. Like
Yeah.
the stunts that are in that are so insane. Flitz pushing Olivia off that counter, Olivia
Yeah.
screaming.
You guys jumped off of a building.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
throw Damien off a building and leap, and I nearly smashed my face on a camera.
That was me.
Or was that you? I can't
Yeah.
even remember.
Oh my
because he
God.
throws you off, right?
That's
He throws me
right.
off, and I nearly smashed my face on that central camera and jumped a little bit past like the pad, and I nailed the pad. I was fine, but it was like it's the kind of thing where you do the stunt, you look up, you're like, that was fun, and everyone in the crew has a face with like,
Oh, that's like when we.
are you okay?
Yeah,
It's like when
dude.
Lasercorn threw
Courtney in the
pool.
It was exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
I
similar.
was fine. But yeah, I still go back and watch that one. Like that's one of those projects I will probably brag about the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And it's just so it's perfect.
Who else got hurt? Mari got hurt. Did
Yeah,
Mari
punched the
actually
wall.
got
She
hurt.
had to punch the wall a bunch of times, and so two knuckles just became one big knuckle. And there's actually a photo where I had just smashed a bottle, and it's like a still photo, and she's going like this for the video, and you see her hand is just huge, and then there's like a little red cut right in the middle.
Wow.
It's very ironic. I would say Mari is probably the smartest, like most level-headed out of the entire cast. Yet she is the one who somehow keeps getting injured. Always. She chipped her tooth. She hurt her fist.
right.
This doesn't count as an injury, but she once fell asleep on her her arm, which had a henna tattoo.
Yep.
And then she had that on her face for a whole month.
Or was
Yeah.
it during
This
her
was
wedding?
this was
Oh,
a
no,
while
it was-
ago.
No, she was in Hawaii with me, I think. Yeah. And she got a henna on her
God damn.
hand and then slept on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she also got a concussion because her GoPro. We were running around the hamster balls, and her GoPro
yeah.
fell down in front of her face. And then Wes, the largest man in the universe, slammed into her and forced the GoPro into her face.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mari
She
is
gets
very
hurt a lot.
prone to injury.
It's weird.
It sure is.
She's baller. She's brave, and I think she's just brave enough to put herself.
She
in
goes
this.
for it.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
never holds back.
Our most insane choreography is going on behind Wes and Noah's feature, where she does like a flying punch. I fly. It's like a whole crazy
yeah.
thing, but
Wow.
it's like
That was cool.
It was really fun,
Great.
man.
And we're going to take a quick break. What's that? It's the 100th year of the NFL. Did you guys know that more than 1,800 NFL players are now sleeping on Sleep Number beds? How excited are you guys for the season? I'm excited. I want to see a guy throw a ball and catch a ball and get hit. That's how football works, right? Sleep Number beds allow you to adjust on each side for your ideal firmness, comfort, and support. With Sleep IQ technology inside the bed, it tracks how you're sleeping so you know every morning how well you've slept. Experience the smart, effortless comfort of the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. Find your competitive edge with proven quality sleep from $999 US. Sleep Number is the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL, so you know those boys be getting good sleep. You'll find only Sleep Number at one of their 575 Sleep Number stores nationwide. So find one nearest to you at sleepnumber.com/cadence. That's sleepnumber.com/CADENCE. And now back to whatever the heck we were talking about. Shane?
This is
Pneumo Trace?
number 3, right? Okay,
Three.
number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is a tie. It's a tie between How to Get Famous on YouTube and Olivia's a Bully. Both are super,
my God,
super
dude.
solid sketches. They're different. How to Get Famous on YouTube to me is such a perfectly accurate depiction of like modern day YouTube. Courtney, you're obviously insane in it, but Ian is nuts. Like,
Which one is this?
How to Get
That's
Famous on YouTube. That's the first Brianna Boho
that's the
video.
Brianna Boho documentary. And you're
yeah.
what's your guy's name again? It's
Vince DiMaggio.
Boy D-
It's your
VD.
boy. It's your boy VD.
It's your boy VD. And when you
Oh
get
my God,
you
yeah.
get introduced and you're playing with
How to
the
get Instagram famous, right? Was that?
Well, that was
No,
the
that's
first.
famous
That was
on
the
YouTube.
first VD video. That one's really good too.
that one's good,
Yeah.
but it's your boy VD. You don't expect him in How to Get Famous on YouTube, and when he's introed, you're playing with a remote controlled like dead squirrel or something.
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
nuts. And your character just adds such another like layer of just grossness to the video, and it never ceases. And then Olivia's a Bully. I mean, that
Dude.
Olivia's great in it. There's the kick in it, which is just the most absurd thing you'll ever see on the channel.
Yep.
But Ian, you in that video lost your mind. Filming it, I could never keep a straight face. But then the end result, you are just nuts. There's not a line that you have that's not funny.
That
it's
was the
crazy.
best.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that is a really good
I
sketch.
love when you're like Shane. Look at me. I'm not your f***ing dad.
Yeah, there's so many, and you have the one where it's like yeah. When I see Olivia again, I'm gonna stab her in the gut, and you go, and you just for some reason in that line you just go, whoa, you can't just stab her in the gut.
Yeah.
Like, you do not have a Minnesota.
Stab a person in the gut.
You don't have a Minnesota accent for the entirety of the video
No.
except that line.
Even you in that video, and you're like, I needed calcium.
that video is every single line.
Damn,
everyone is
yeah.
not giving a crap.
Yeah.
That was such a good one.
I don't know. I think we go through phases where we film nonstop, and you hit points where all of us just kind of stop caring for one video, and we just are like, I'm going to deliver my lines however I feel like, even if it doesn't make sense. And that one, that worked out perfectly, and every line is insane. The
Yeah.
video's nuts.
I was around when you guys were filming that, but I wasn't as involved in sketch stuff. So would you say that was like the first sketch that really hit, that really opened the door for like Smoffist kind of stuff? Like
No, that was
Snuff
Coffee
Yogurt?
Machine. That was Coffee
That was
Machine.
Racist Coffee?
Racist.
Got it.
This one was just what made this one great. Is just it was just so weird. Like
Yeah.
we didn't deliver a single line in a way that made sense. It was really awesome. Yeah, and Ian, I don't know what was up because man, you lost your mind.
I think that's one of my.
Those are
I
great.
think that's one of my favorite videos. Your performances ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, dang, I would put that on the same level as Coffee Machine is Racist. And there's more standout scenes for me. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a really solid
Forgot
video.
about that one.
But both of those are like similar time.
Yeah.
It's 2017 or 18.
17, 18.
I don't have
somewhere
any
And,
Brianna Boho in my list. I
but,
totally forgot.
You're just not
All the
egotistical.
Brianna Bohos are. Anytime she makes an appearance, it's great. But that one, it's just such a. Those are both perfect videos in my opinion.
For my number 3, and I'm guessing this is probably on someone else's list, but Chris Pratt, you posted that.
Nice,
Yep,
of course,
that's
of course.
a one. That's
it's
a video.
It's a video that I can.
How you feeling?
Good.
It's a video that we pulled off really, really well. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't have pulled it off better, I think. And he was such a good sport. He did everything right. And it's a video that I can show people that do not know what we do and do not care what we do, and they will thoroughly enjoy that video. Like I have friends that don't watch my stuff, and that's totally fine.
What kind of
And
friends are those?
I know I should get rid of them. But like a lot of them have been like, dude, that Chris Pratt video was insane.
And it's not much is cut around in that.
No.
Like what you see is what happened, and
Yep.
it's perfect from start
Wow.
to finish. We were all terrified that day. Like I was like, all I had to do at the end was bring out a stereo, and I'm like, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna mess it up because
buddy.
it was just like this has to go. Like
Yeah.
we had like 25 minutes to get
Whoa.
the most insane thing ever. And if we messed it up, it's just done.
Good Lord.
And it fell perfectly into place.
I still can't believe, like, leading up to it, you guys had me believing Justice Smith was our guest. Finnerty had me dig through Justice Smith's whole Twitter to find tweets, and
gave you so
then
much
had-
work.
Waste your
then
time.
had Monica stay after hours with me to
Yep.
go through and find
Well,
good tweets
the
to
thing
throw me
is-
off that far.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we couldn't shoot You Posted That at our studio. We had to go to the Universal lot and shoot in their soundstage. So we needed a legitimate reason for you to think that we were
Yeah.
going to Universal to shoot You
Yeah.
Posted That. It was
There's literally
yeah.
trams going by outside.
Wow.
It was
quite a
perfect.
ruse.
It was
quite a
perfect.
ruse indeed. And
What a
we
nice way to
pulled it
say
off.
lie.
I
Yeah.
wasn't suspicious, like, until day of.
Yeah.
Like, the whole Universal thing made sense to me. I was like, it's a branded thing. Universal would want to be, like, super safe and have everything happen on their turf. And then it wasn't until, like, that morning, I was texting Olivia, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what if they're pranking us? What if something else is going to happen? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't trust Olivia.
Yeah, Olivia almost blew it.
Expert lie.
Yeah, and then there was some other things that I was sniffing out. It's very hard to fool me. So
You were very that day. You were like eyeing everything, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember our makeup artist. She never wears makeup, but she wore makeup that day.
yeah, she
Like, you were literally like, "Huh, that's strange." I'm like, "God damn it, Courtney."
She also asked me to bring extra makeup in case I cry or something.
What? Oh my
But
god.
that's totally
See, but
not
those
her-
are things
it's
that would fly
totally
over.
Fine.
Those
yeah.
are things that would fly. I got pranked twice in like 2
Yeah.
weeks because I'm such a dumbass that I don't think about stuff. And then I get thrown into things like, oh my God. Whereas Courtney's like, this doesn't make sense. I have written down all the factors that it's like, get out.
I just remember, like, yeah, I remember, and Olivia, it wasn't Olivia's fault
No, it
that,
wasn't
that she
Olivia's
almost blew it, but it was like, I remember she came to me, we were at Universal at this time setting up, and Olivia came to me, she's like, what do I say? What do I say? Courtney's asking questions. I was like, I don't know. So yeah, that was.
I'm psychic.
It's just great entertainment at the expense of
It's
your
really
sanity.
awesome.
Social media, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Courtney
then,
just-
I did tell anybody that I bumped into Chris Pratt again at another Universal event.
What?
We went to the opening of the new Jurassic World ride.
Oh, yeah.
right.
And we were at that event, and I'm like walking up these stairs. I look up, and he's right in front of me talking to some little kid, and I was like, and I just turned around and went the other way.
That's so funny.
I was wearing like the exact same outfit as the You Posted That episode, so he
Oh my
probably would
God.
have remembered me. I
Like,
think he
you
still follows me
remember
on
me?
Instagram, but it's like I was just like, nope, I don't need this.
And running down the stairs, you accidentally left a glass slipper, which he
Yeah.
has to this
Yeah.
day, and
Yeah,
is
he's
trying it on women
Is he-
around the
Can you
village.
check real quick to see if he's still following you?
I think he is. I don't think he's the type to like go through and unfollow. But if we discover
We're gonna
that
find
right
out
now
right
on this
now.
podcast, I'm gonna cry.
Dude,
Okay.
bring extra makeup in case you cry.
Yeah.
No traps.
Yeah, that's
The justification there is like, yeah, Justice Smith is like really hurting and mean. Like he'll just say the thing you don't like about you.
He's still following me, Olivia, and Smosh.
That's great.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
No, number two.
Oh, that was your number
Yeah.
3. Okay. My number 2 is Wish a Dream.
Wish a dream, peanut butter
The
sketch.
peanut butter sketch. It's a thing that Shane and I sort of batted around a long time ago, and we never thought it was going to get made. But it's just very meaningful to me because, again, now all the casts are like one big family. But at that time, it was pretty strictly Smosh games, and I would just guest on things every now and then. So during the Defy shutdown, that's when you really saw how much everybody cared about Smosh and was like, yeah, well, for free, just make these sketches. We want to make it happen. And so I was just very proud that like something we wrote a while back and hadn't really touched since then became a sketch on like no budget. And you guys absolutely killed the performances. And I just think it's a really strong performance. Like we don't do too many sketches that take place in one interaction in one location. It was a real departure in style for us, and it could have completely tanked, especially because people didn't really know me that much back then, just as an audience member.
And we also
Anything
shot
you
it
do.
during the shutdown.
During the shutdown,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shot it, and Ryan
At my
Todd
dad's
was like,
house.
"Hey, yeah, you can kind of direct this one," and I was like,
Yeah.
like it's terrifying. It's
Yeah.
because you were there, obviously, like, and you were basically like we were both directing it essentially, and I was so we'd get to like a couple takes and I'd be like, "So are we good?
It feels good.
Move on, I guess." Oh
Yeah.
crap! It's so much anxiety.
But the crazy thing about it for me is like you two going above and beyond. Like we talked about the multiple ways to do the peanut butter situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like what can you and can't you show on YouTube, and
Well, for
beyond
the people
that, like
for the people that haven't seen it, what is the thing you're describing?
Yeah, what
Two-
is the sketch?
two employees for essentially Wish a Dream, you know, Make-A-Wish style, shows up to grant a kid's wish. I answer the door and basically say, you know, they're like, you can meet Taylor Swift, you can do whatever. I say, my wish is for you to spit peanut butter into his mouth.
Yep.
And it's all the back and forth of that. So by the end of the sketch, they do it. But it's like, you know, what are people going to watch? What is allowed to be shown? So we had to film a couple ways. And we settled on, you know, I think it'll be funniest if we just do a slow zoom on my face as I'm watching this and you guys do the audio of the peanut butter spit. And you two, being the committed individuals you are, going, no, we got to film this and get it shot for real. So you really did it.
We
The sounds
really
here.
We did it.
A lot of footage.
I mean, you
of
got to
us.
get the accurate sounds. And also we thought, well, what if people want to see it happen?
I mean, we
Yeah.
don't, but
It was smart. It's one of those things where it's like you gotta do it.
and then Courtney caps it off at the perfect line. It's like it's funny because I think it's the first time it was ever just us four, which was interesting.
Damn.
I don't know.
Yeah, whoa. That is
It-
the first us four video.
Yeah, on sketch for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had barely been in sketch. I mean, you guys were kind enough to include me on things here and there, and you know, I'd get a few parts, and I always really appreciated it. But it was just like, I don't know, to go from that to having a thing that we co-wrote,
Yeah.
being a thing, you're directing
Yeah.
it, we're all in it. Like, I don't know, it was just very meaningful, and I really enjoy the final product.
The cleanup was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
No,
Oh, yeah,
I
we
left
we
for
left
that.
My
peanut butter
dad just
all over your
pressure
dad's
washed
patio.
the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just put the hose, set it to jet, and then just sprayed.
Yeah, your dad is the most chill person because here Ian and I are literally spitting peanut butter into each other's mouths, and he's just like, "Oh, this is awesome! You guys, what you guys do is so cool." And it's just like he's the most chill dad
And
ever.
and it's not like small amounts, like a spoonful of peanut butter. It is
No.
handfuls from a tub of peanut
We
butter.
we
Yeah.
bought like 8 tubs or something.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out like that video does perfectly encapsulate like when Damien and I are just hanging out joking, that is our humor. Like it's always from a place of like weirdness or whatever, of dark humor, and then it just goes super weird where it doesn't make sense. Like that's every joke we've made is very similar to it, I feel like.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
We're weird mother geese. You guys think you see the weirdness? Oh no, this is the toned down version of the
Yeah.
lunacy. Leave
It's number
alone.
2, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
My number 2 is Kids on Bikes.
I forgot to put in kids. Yes.
Kids on Bikes is so dope. Like, forget the shooting process, although that was awesome, and that I feel like is the coolest I've ever looked, aside from the fact that I looked a little bit like Simple Jack. But like that sketch,
Nobody thought that until Shane, you pointed that out. Right?
Oh my
I
god.
don't think I
think
pointed
you
it
did,
out.
Ian.
Ian, that sounds like
No.
something you would point out.
Me? No.
Or it could have been Rachel. I don't know.
There's a lot of
Our
people who would
makeup
point it
artist.
out.
Yeah.
You had Noah and Keith there as well.
Yeah.
Joe was also
You know,
there.
it might have been Noah.
But that video, like
think
the
it was.
editing, the music, and like just such a beautiful piece of work, and the directing, like seeing the BTS of it was really like so cool. And you pretty much directed it. It was you and Ryan Todd directing
That
together.
was me. Yeah,
were
Ryan
making
Todd
sure to
was
get, like,
very
deliveries
cool. Like
and
he was
stuff.
asking, like he was showing me all the shots, being like he understood pretty quickly like what I was going for when I wrote the script. But yeah, he kind of like I was there for all of it, but he basically directed it.
And for people who don't know what it is, but you should go watch it. But it's like it's basically making fun of all these movies that it's a group of kids with their bicycles getting into crazy stuff, like It or Stranger Things,
yeah.
all those
Yeah.
Money Boys. But yeah, that's a great piece of work.
You have that one gum spit part, and it's perfect. That is exactly like how I envisioned when I was writing it. You like executed that. Everybody did, and you the freaking that's right. And I have a lisp and a stutter.
And a stutter.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
nailed it. Oh, it's so, dude, everybody
hat.
killed it. Like, it was one of those that just came together so well. And, like, I was stoked about it. I was stoked from start to finish to just see that. It was really awesome. Nice.
Editing that puppet at the end.
The puppet's great. Yeah. And that was, who was it who pitched the sound thing at the very end? Because that wasn't in the original script, I don't think, and it really added something. But,
Probably
yeah.
Infinity.
Sound
Probably.
thing?
You hit us with that ET sound, Finity.
Don't know. I don't remember.
It just there was a lot.
Oh.
You know, I mean, every
Right.
one of our sketches is a united effort. But yeah. All right. So my number 2, guys. I'm amazed. I mean, this is probably gonna be a lot of people's number ones because I think this is just like on another level. It's Intergalactic Whip.
Oh
And it's-
my god.
Dude, that sketch. That sketch to me is like that moment. There's moments in that sketch that are just, I mean, it's unbelievable. For those of you who haven't seen, we had Smosh
I haven't
Live.
seen it.
You haven't seen Intergalactic
Can I
Whip?
be on? I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Sorry.
You haven't
Damien.
watched Smosh Live?
I think I saw the cowboy part. There was a cowboy part.
Yeah.
That's the first
Hangman.
part. You watched the first sketch and tapped out.
Hangman in real life.
Wow, Damien.
Smosh Live honestly has a lot that I'm really, really stoked on. Intergalactic Whip is it's just so perfect.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
it really is. And the performances are great. And it had the moment at the end. Basically, if you haven't seen it, you should. It's fantastic. It's got a song to it.
A dance?
A dance. We took so much rehearsal. And at the end of it, we all break. Like, we all just realize how insane this sketch is. And Olivia starts this line, and I lose it. We're all
Every time.
we're all facing off towards the audience, and we just all start losing it. It cuts over,
and even though.
yeah, and then we get done with our lines. We're a couple aliens that have a song and dance that basically is to try to trick people into letting us probe them.
Okay.
So it's like then you spin around and you bend over and like whatever. It's really great.
That's
but
funny.
then we cut back to Ian, Anthony, and Noah, who are the straight men in the sketch, and Anthony just lost it. Like, he cannot pull it together. He's laughing so hard.
It's so
It's so
good.
great, and we're trying to have this dramatic, sweet ending to it, and we're all laughing. It was a ton of fun to shoot in front of this big audience. It was another thing like the Chris Pratt thing where we're like, we got to execute this so well, and it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah.
Really
It was-
couldn't have, and it's so funny.
It was the strongest sketch
It was a great
of
finale.
Smosh Live,
Yeah.
so we saved it for the end.
Yeah, Luke Baratz wrote that song, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Was it Joe?
It was-
Joe Beretta. It was a Luke Baratz and Beretta collab.
Wow.
It was a gem.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Truly
I
outrageous.
didn't
And
think about Smosh
Keith is
Live.
really good in it. Like, because you
He's
have all the
spinning
three. You have the
around.
three. Courtney, Olivia, and I are three aliens, and then Keith is the other alien who has the like.
Jizzle Pits.
He's Jizzle Pits,
Oh my
and he's a
God.
little more just like we're all weird and being like, "Hello, we're weird," and Keith's just like, "All right, yeah." He's just. It's so good. It's so you got to go watch it,
V
so
solid.
fun.
and honestly,
V
go watch
solid.
all of Smosh Live because it really was some solid work.
That's something you'll never forget. And that anxiety you felt on the Chris Pratt video about holding the stereo, I felt that insane anxiety and just fear that entire night because I'm just like, I need to do everything perfect.
Yeah.
But
It
by
was
the
a
time
lot,
we
man.
got to that Intergalactic Whip sketch and we're just laughing, I'm like, this is
Yeah.
this is why I'm here. Like,
It was
was
this is-
amazing.
awesome. It was really fun.
And even though we had a big sponsor for that, I'm pretty sure we still lost money on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was prohibitively expensive. We hired
Wow.
a professional like TV
A broadcasting
production
team, yeah.
to pull the whole thing off. They had this giant like switcher room that they were all operating in.
Wow.
Like it was a massive production. It was a Saturday Night Live level sketch show where you had 5 different sketches that involved moving scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Every sketch you had to move everything out and back in within like 5 minutes.
Wow.
It was insanely well done, and we pulled it off without a single mistake aside from I think
dude.
the Smosh was written as Smoosh in the credits.
Oh no.
That's perfect.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they had my mom writing the credits.
But
Dude.
aside from that, like the entire production was flawless, pretty much
awesome.
flawless.
Yeah.
And props to the production team that put that together. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I
in
you know,
YouTube
you always
Space LA. We did that all in YouTube Space.
Big ups
Wow.
to YouTube Space. We got that. I mean, they gave us that venue for free.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, but it
It
was
was nuts, man.
it was
I
it was nuts.
sobbed after that. Like at the after party, I was like saying goodbye to you guys and I was like trying not to lose it. And then I remember I got picked up in my car by my boyfriend at the time and I was just sobbing in the car. And he was like, "What the are you doing?" I was like, "This is
Such a
crazy."
sensitive fella.
Like, dude.
Well, and it's also like
What's
it's-
wrong?
Why is your face leaking?
My dreams just came true.
I was like reading fan letters that fans had given me like after the show and so I was just crying. That was the best night.
It was
Yeah.
nuts.
That's how it feels when you finish a theater production.
Yeah.
I did a lot of theater as a
That's
kid, and I
how
would
it
cry every
felt.
time.
That's why people do it.
Yeah.
except people actually watched this.
Oh my. Well,
Listen, man.
well,
not
here comes
wrong.
Ian.
No, man, it was community theater in a small town. He's not wrong. It's just, you know.
Yeah,
It's good practice.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyways,
Sorry.
No, it's fine, it's
Intergalac
fine.
Whip.
Good
And,
one.
gosh, you guys keep surprising me with these because like
Yeah,
I
he's
just,
picking
like,
some good
damn.
ones.
Mine is here because I think it's one of the most hilarious things for me that we ever pulled off. It's the Smosh 1 hour special. So it was an April Fool's video.
Oh
I
my
know
God.
exactly what you're talking
And
about.
we started this video off, it was 1 hour special. You see on YouTube, it says it's 1 hour long. We start off with this epic, like well shot, like action movie. We have Ryan Higa in it.
Yep.
It's this whole thing. And we're like, all right, we got to go outside and go to this person's house. And we walk outside and we walk for 1 hour, uncut, uninterrupted, 1 hour of walking, tracking shot. It's incredible.
Is
was
there
the
any
cameraman?
dialogue?
Yeah, who shot it?
Who is
There's
that brave man?
barely any dialogue. We walk in silence for
I
most
watched
of
it.
the time.
I think
Oh
I
my
watched I
God.
had it going, and I like
Yeah.
there was like a little dialogue where like
Yeah.
you kind of tease Anthony for like a second, but for the most part, you guys are like, which way? Okay.
Yeah, we wanted to see if people would watch it all the way through because, like, yeah, occasionally we'd be like, like, this weather's kind of nice. Yeah, it's pretty nice. We, Ryan Todd put together this rig. We basically had this little trailer kind of thing that somebody would pull just walking, and then we had the camera guy just sit on that. We had, enough battery and digital space, digital storage on the camera, and we just shot. I mean, the walking was probably 50 minutes long. It was like 55 minutes. It was like 2 minutes at the beginning and 2 minutes at the end. That was actual produced, like heavily edited stuff. The rest is all just walking, and it's a tracking shot in front of us. We're just walking down the street.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah, in our neighborhood. Yeah, Ryan mapped out this route, and basically halfway through the walking, we come to a point where like, oh, I forgot something at home. And then we turn around
Oh my
and
God.
then walk the exact same route back home.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
And people, not everybody enjoyed it.
It's April Fool's.
Yeah.
Jinx.
But that's the thing. Like, the April Fool's videos were more just for our own enjoyment.
Yeah.
And if people wanted to enjoy it, that's fine. But this was really,
That's so great.
Yeah, this
When
was-
did that come out? What year? Was
April 1st.
that? Get out.
probably 2014,
Okay.
I would
That's
guess.
great.
Oh, look, but that was the end of the run. Like, we had done so many April Fools.
Yeah.
We were like, what are we going to do to outdo ourselves? We all loved it. No one else at the table even, they were like, this is the dumbest idea we ever heard. And we were just like, no, we're doubling down hardcore. And then later on, that's the one Matt Pat said.
Yep. Matt Pat used to work at Defy, and he was sort of like the analytics guy. And he said, this video, it was after, right? He's like, this video could have ruined your channel because of the watch time on it, because most people just like skipped
Oh
out.
my
on it.
God.
He told us it was like a terrible idea to do it. And we were like, whatever. It was still fun.
That's great.
We're doing good.
It was April 1st, 2014.
Wow.
Hey, we were right.
Yeah. So great.
4114.
That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, like, we had a lot of really great April Fool's videos. We had one where we said that LeVar Burton bought Smosh. We did one where we got our local news channel to make it with us, where we had a thing that showed that Anthony could fly, but it was clearly terribly edited. Like, it was like he was flying, but you could easily see that it was edited terribly. But then all the newscasters were like, wow, that's amazing. You're actually flying. And then we have this running joke. God, we have this whole running joke in it. Every time that I go to say something, they talk over me. Or they're like, what did you think, Ian? I was like, well, I think, anyway, Anthony. So they shit on me the whole time.
so
And it's
great.
so funny.
Wow.
God.
That is a good one.
But yeah, the 1 hour special is So good.
I've heard a lot
remember.
about it.
Yeah.
I've obviously not watched the whole thing.
That epic action sequence in the beginning, and the fact that you had Ryan Higa cameo in the beginning also is pretty like you fooled him.
He might have been at the end. I forget. I forget if he was at the beginning.
He was at the end.
Yeah, he was at the
That
end.
was
That
the
was
Are you
my bad.
sure?
Hilarious.
I don't remember.
That's so funny.
Always forget that he was a YouTuber and not just the inventor of Ninja Milk.
Is that your favorite juice?
Dude, Damien is in love with Ninja Milk. That's Ryan
I
Higa's
don't need it. I don't-
energy
And
drink.
Damien
it.
changes as a human after he drinks
Mm-hmm.
one, and then he gets even crazier after he drinks two.
Okay, but I stop at 2 per day. So it's
true.
fine, everyone. It's fine.
Did Ryan send us a bunch? Is that why we have so
Yeah,
much?
yeah. Actually,
So funny.
actually, his
Damien
mom,
loves him.
his mom sent
that's great.
us a whole bunch. Cause, yeah, I always give shout outs to Lucy. She's great. She's a wonderful human being.
Lucy.
Before we get to number one,
Bumper
let's talk about our honorable mentions, and we'll just go through
Okay,
this real
cool.
quick.
Okay. So
Nice. I don't like my number one anymore.
I hate it. I hate your number one, whatever it is. So remember that I subbed in Don't Pop the Balloon with WWE Superstars. That was one of them instead of an Insane Pie Eating Challenge with Smosh. One Letter Off YouTubers, which was
great.
very recent.
Yeah.
Don't Pop the Balloon. Egg Roulette Challenge, which was Super Stupid Sleepover, which I got to guest on.
that's
That was
right.
a lot of fun.
That's right.
Wake me up.
Wake me up. That was, bonkers. An old Ian and Anthony classic, We're in Super Mario. Loved that one.
That was our shout out to our editor Michael Barity for
Boy.
putting in a lot of work on
Boy,
that.
I remember when those would come out, and it's just like, all right, you're gonna see Barity just like working away.
Here we go.
Yep.
His beard grows 5 feet.
And then most recently, Mystery Crocs Challenge.
Oh,
Solid.
Loved it.
Solid.
So good.
That was a crazy time.
Crazy Toe Day.
Okay, Man Spider.
oh yeah,
Or
man
should I say
spider.
Man Spider.
Man spider.
This is my favorite. DC is Depressed.
Oh
It's
yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
Winter Games Pain Pong
Oh.
at the cabin.
Oh yeah.
Good times.
I want a Winter Games. I want to do one. I'm always hot. Make me cold.
Just a general shout out to the BTS videos that we used to put out a lot. Da, 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 da. Ay, ay, ay.
All the 5 million different renditions of BTS that we did before we realized that there's just no possible.
But they were for
Way.
us. I don't know.
Well, I think they were useful there was a different YouTube changes,
Yeah.
and when they were out, it
Yeah.
made sense, and now people just
Yeah.
you have a different channel for
Yeah.
our behind the scenes type stuff.
I think the thing with BTS videos, because as I was putting this list together, I think that's what I realized is like a lot of these videos, they just are kind of capsules of memories with you guys. And BTS, because it's like we do so much every day, constantly just more memories with you guys. And so BTS is like such a great way for me personally to be like, okay, I can look back on these because there's so much, I can't remember everything, but these videos at least encapsulate what that was, you know? I wish we could still have them even if they weren't even posted. I'm just like, I just want to look at all of the BTS.
You should just hire a BTS guy to follow you around.
No.
And then just give you an edited day of you at the end of every day. Be like, here you go. Here's your BTS.
Yeah.
What's Brennan up to? He's not very busy, right? It's our head of camera
What you
operations.
got?
Yeah.
What
All
you
right.
got?
Well, I got two
Oh,
more.
gosh.
More. Excuse me.
Excuse you.
Sellouts when I went to Vegas and did trapeze with the gang. That was crazy. That was a really fun trip. Got my first professional massage in Vegas.
Oh.
Weird.
They didn't even charge her, and it was not at a parlor. So strange.
And then the Mad Max dirt biking thing we did at Summer Games Camp.
Silly.
It's a
Mini
good
bikes.
video.
Just
Yeah.
like, what is it? Just apocalyptic people. That was
Yeah.
really fun.
Good
Yeah,
video.
it's fun.
Yeah. All right.
So my honorable mentions, you got Every Starbucks Ever, which is the first Every Blank Ever that I think we really like.
We just
we
went in
nailed
on
it on
a
the formula.
brand.
We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we got what we're doing now. Pokemon Go Fight caught on camera. It's shot so well. It was formulated Affinity, and a couple people like came up with it in like a couple hours, and then shot it the next day. Every Prom Ever, which is just stellar. Try Not to Laugh number 5. Number 5 is also,
What's that one?
that's the first Gus Johnson one. And it's also, there is the 4 before it where you can tell we're trying to figure out what the formula of that show is. Number 5 is like, we hit our stride, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. everyone has killer jokes. You have your fireman stripper joke,
yeah.
which is maybe one of my favorites of yours. I had the first "You're my favorite pizza place." And also, I had my one at Keith, where I hit the drums, and I just hold out my fist and go, "Just saw Black Panther."
That's my favorite bit of all time, and I'll try not to laugh.
Everybody in that one is incredible, and every Gus Johnson joke in it is perfect. And then the last one, Smosh Summer Games Camp, Hot Pepper Talent Show.
Oh,
It's that whole
Yes.
Summer Games is great, and that one really is just everyone shines. In
My
it.
ribbon show is
Yeah.
beautiful.
I need to watch Camp.
Olivia's dying from the pepper, and you're like, say something in Chinese. And she's just double middle finger.
And Noah made me kiss him on
Yeah,
stage.
oh
like,
God, that was disgusting.
It's insane.
The
it's
slobber.
insane. Yeah, it's really good.
Wow. Okay, Ian. What you
Mine are. I mean, I just got to give a special shout out to all of the crap raps that Anthony
Nice.
and I did. They were just hilarious to make. We were really inspired by. He went by Krispy Kreme back in the day. He made these raps that were intentionally bad, but they were hilarious because they were bad. So we made these characters that was like art. It was like us from high school, quote unquote. And we made one about how we were the pimps of prom. Or we made one that was like a video for incoming freshmen in high school. We give advice for bullying, which is to just beat up the bully and punch his balls off or something. And I go into like how like they're trying to sew his balls back on. Then I grabbed his ball sack and threw it against the wall. And like, yeah, it just like it goes so crazy, and they're just hilarious, and like we were just messing around the whole time, and it was a lot of fun. So I just got to give a special shout out to the crap raps.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So now we go to number one.
Number in the morning. All right, this is probably gonna surprise a lot of people, but here it is. No, you can't.
didn't see. I was
you
adjusting.
can't peek. Okay, it's every anime ever. It was so cool to be able to see something that we wrote get animated like that.
Yeah.
I grew up on things like Newgrounds, Flash Player, just watching all these Flash cartoons. Homestar Runner, I know you watched too. So Flash cartoons were a big deal to me as a kid, and I always wanted to make them, and I just never ended up learning Flash. I just never sat down and did it. So I don't know, seeing that come to life was just a really meaningful thing for me. And on top of that, like, I watch a fair amount of anime. It was really cool that we were able to slip in jokes that like weren't necessarily for everybody to get, but I just know that the people who enjoy the genre would be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did a joke about that." It was just really cool, yeah. And even like more modern, when you watch stuff like, YouTube channels like Game Grumps, they have Game Grumps animated, and animators submit their own animations based
So
on vocal
talented
clips.
animators.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And I love watching that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
that was really cool. We got we got multiple animators
Yeah.
to do different kind of style, which is perfect because like in every Blank Ever, it's like each scene it's a different world, so it made perfect sense. And like that I agree, that was a really good one. That's a good
Lots of
number
fun.
one.
And
It's
it's
really awesome.
It's really cool also to be doing like, I don't know, voiceovers. Sometimes you record on your own, sometimes you record with others, but you still have to find that dynamic to play off of each other. And I thought that like the scene between you and me, Ian, where it's like, oh, Makoto.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Takashi. Like, I think it worked out so damn well.
Yeah.
Like I rewatched it this morning while checking my
nice.
list, and in the Shane coming in with that, I'm gay. There's context. But
Yeah, we're talking about how in animes it's either they
don't show gay male relationships.
There's no gay male relationships.
or
in
like
anime.
kisses. It's just like they'll hint at it and be overt, or if they do show something, they have to be a big muscly guy as a joke.
Yeah.
And so, which is
it's
pretty true.
Ours isn't even like an exaggeration.
No,
It's
Yeah.
very real. Like One Punch Man has that character.
putty princess.
Like literally has that character.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
because I remember I wrote that scene because that's the one thing that stood out for me in anime is it's like because I knew with like Yuri on Ice like everyone was like, oh my gosh, they're finally showing like a gay relationship, but they don't show them kissing.
Yes.
Like, oh, he like, cause I talked to you about it and you're like, no, they just like fell on each other. Like they didn't
Yes.
really kiss.
And actually, after we filmed that, I'm not going to say what anime it was because I don't want to spoil it just in case, but there was a season where they like have this whole arc where I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're building up a gay relationship. And it ends with a kiss. And then one of the people is like dying at the end of a long fight and they're like, what can I do? And they're like, say my real name. And then he's just like, Eleanor. And I'm like, oh, so very last minute you decided that, oh, it wasn't a gay relationship. Actually,
Wow.
female and male. It was just like, come on, you were so close.
Wow.
So, yeah, well, but it just means that our sketch stands true. And I was like, whew, no one
Yeah.
can call us out now.
Nice.
And I feel
Yeah.
like that was one of the first sketches that you really contributed to, because we were like,
Thank you.
well, Damien is like the biggest anime fan out of everyone. So
In the world.
So like that was a really fun collaboration between like you and Finity and Shane. You contributed as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was
Thanks,
a
man.
lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one.
That was great. My number one is a tie. The first one being Girls Are Gross. Just because that's something that I've always wanted to do. Like, even as a fan of Smosh, watching the music videos and seeing how you guys make things look so cool and the music is awesome and performing like that is something that I've only gone to tap into a little bit, and I feel like it's this whole part of me that like I really want to explore more. And so that was like a really cool project to just like go and
Yeah.
be that.
Because I feel like we got a taste of that in the DC is Depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Like your Wonder Woman scene is like such a standout. Well, aside from the Aquaman part, your Wonder Woman is such a, it's just cool.
Thank
And it was
you.
like holy crap, like why are we not tapping into like Courtney's like ability, like singing ability and like just like sort of like presence in a music video.
Thanks. My favorite
Yeah.
take was, I think Ryan Todd was just like, okay, now this one you're just gonna like dance. You're just gonna go. You're gonna dance and do whatever. And like that I had so much fun. That's just like I felt awesome and like I was really doing something I wanted to do. And so I felt that a lot in Girls Are Gross as well. And since it was like something that I helped come up with too, it was all that more special and it came out looking so good. Everyone looks so good and it's just like it's a gorgeous video and the song is awesome. And like I keep getting DMs from people I haven't talked to in years being like that song stuck in my head and
Oh, that's
that's really
cool.
fun too.
That's awesome.
The other number one is Try Not to Laugh number one.
Oh
wow.
That video,
Which technically I think in the playlist is number 2.
oh yeah, because the first one was you and Anthony. That's right. That is
Oh,
correct.
yeah, that one
yeah,
doesn't
so, So
count.
yeah, you're right. Number 2. Yeah, I guess it was the first squad. Try Not to Laugh. I'd Like to Apply for Alone is my favorite thing.
Yes.
It's still like one of my favorite things you've ever done.
Look at me. Look at
Look
me.
at me. Legally, you have to look at me.
legally have to look at me. I didn't know what other term to use.
I actually have a question about that. Are you saying that as the character, like legally as a bank, you have to look at me? Or is it, since it's so early on, you establish the rules and try not to laugh?
It
Like
was
you
the
can't touch and you
rules.
have to look at
we
each other.
didn't have the rules really set then.
But it was
so
the
we kind of
rule.
talked about like, yeah, you should look at the person. So I think I was like, I didn't know how to say like, yeah, it's the rules.
the
You have to
rules,
look at it. So I was like,
legally-
I think legally you have to look
It
at
was so funny.
me. Yeah.
So there's I'd Like to Apply for a Loan. Keith shows me his dick. He did. Like it's fine. It was we talked about it, but
you consented.
There was
Yeah,
planned
no.
a little bit planned
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, just
he
like
he
just the
joked.
root?
He's like, I'm gonna show my dick, and I was like, do it. Like it was all fine.
Just don't
the-
call
the-
Keith on a bluff.
just the root or the whole thing?
Just shaft.
Okay.
Just shaft. And it was also just, I think that video is a perfect little bubble of like each of us and who we are. Like Olivia coming out going, I'm just red. Like, okay.
I'm a red person.
Yeah, I'm just a red guy.
Yeah.
It was a great representation of each of us as
Yeah.
a dynamic. And it was the start of something wild.
Those first 3 we did are definitely, they're different.
In that
It
little
wasn't
room.
sustainable. They're insane because they're way more chaotic because we have no idea what we're doing. Number 4 is even
one was that
that's
one?
the one that's in the smaller studio because we couldn't shoot in the regular
Yeah, we're
studio.
still in the Smosh room, right?
So we were in the Smosh room for number 2. Number
Okay.
3 we shot in what we called the Grand Canyon stage, which was a big one. So we got that for one of the shoots. Then number 4 we had to shoot it in even smaller studio. Remember we shot it in, I think it's Spider-Man was the name of the studio. It's like literally the size of a box. And that's the one where we just we have no idea what we're doing in it.
I need to go
It's
back.
insane. That's the one where I go, yo, pass the rock, and I get hit
Oh,
with the
yeah.
basketball.
Pink.
But
Oh my
that's
God.
fun. Number 2 is it's a fun memory. And we shot that like forever ago.
Yeah.
And then for like 8 months, we were like, hey, we should do another one of those, shouldn't we? And like it was really hard at Defy to get things moving. So we kept being like, we had a lot of fun shooting that. It's doing really well. And then
I think we also had all those other shows that were going on. So.
yeah, that was during like a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. But we finally got to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
the start of something insane.
Yeah. All right. My number 1. This has been my number 1 for a long time. This was the only one on my list that I knew for sure where it was going to be. Wasn't like, and I think I've even mentioned this before. My number 1 favorite Smosh video, and it's in my top 10 list of YouTube videos ever.
Wow.
Is Smosh Short 2 Stranded.
Oh my God!
A
yes!
video that came out in 2006.
It's one shot on the beach.
It's this is back when it's just Ian and Anthony like with their
Wow.
camera. It's such a different
Forgot
vibe.
about that one.
And it is hilarious. I
Yeah.
rewatched it and still like I always forget because it's shot so simply. It's Anthony on a beach, just shots of him writing in a journal.
It's a deserted beach.
Yeah, it's like
you
it's
don't
like
see anyone else.
Yeah, he's just like I'm writing in my water. Luckily, I have my waterproof journal with me. Whatever, and then it's like day number 3. It's like we're getting hungry. So Robbie and I decided that we need to eat Jamal. Jamal called us racist and said that he would eat. He threatened to eat himself, which we said was impossible. It's like day number 5. We were wrong. Jamal ate himself. It just keeps going and
so
getting
funny.
crazier. It's so funny. And then like.
and you guys legit shot that on the beach, right? Like,
Yeah.
and because the ending, I don't mean to spoil it. If
It
you
doesn't
haven't
matter.
seen it
It's
before,
2006.
But you pan out super far, and it's like the most crowded beach.
Yeah.
So you weren't stranded at all, but like you said, you guys
Wait
were
a
filming
minute.
it, and people were genuinely like avoiding you
Yeah,
guys.
they did.
I
I
think
saw
David-
this
yeah,
back in
this is-
2006.
Yeah.
Really?
It
Because
was
I
a-
used to watch Smosh at that time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I would back in 2006, 2007 was when I watched a ton of YouTube, but I never subscribed to anybody. I would just hop on YouTube and I would find videos. Like I was just like, what are you feeding me today, YouTube?
Yeah.
So it's like I was the type that'd be like Dramatic Chipmunk is today or Numa Numa's today. And Stranded was one that just kind of made like everyone saw it.
Wow.
Everyone knew
Wow.
it. And so I remember laughing at it back in the day. And then once I was back here, I was like, oh my God, that was Smosh. I didn't even realize that was Smosh.
That's
Because
so
to me,
funny.
that was just a video I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I think I was up in Sacramento and I was hanging out with you and Anthony and I told you guys. And then you guys told me all about how you shot it, how you were just in LA. And we're like, we need to shoot a video.
Yeah.
And you came up with it on the fly. And then you even knew, like, you remembered, you're like, yeah, and there's the end where it's you and him staring, being like, should we help him? Nah, it's kind of fun to watch. And you both have like cans of soda,
Yeah.
but then you clearly show that yours is empty because you like scratch your wrist,
Yeah.
and then like lift the can horizontally for a second, showing it's
God.
not filled with anything. It's great. It's only like a minute and 20 seconds or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's so solid. And you guys won an award for it, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, it was the YouTube Comedy Awards. It was the YouTube
Oh.
Awards. We won Best Comedy, but it was really just a popularity contest. And
Yeah.
at that time,
Doesn't
time,
matter. You're winning,
And
baby.
you beat Barats and Beretta, I think.
Oh, I think so.
yeah,
right.
which it's so funny that then became a team
and
later
then you
on, but-
absorbed them. That's how you really win.
Yeah, that was funny though, because we won that award, and then like YouTube was trying to do like this whole PR thing, so they flew us and the other like winners out to New York to do like a PR like blitz.
You two, Dramatic Chipmunk.
It was like it was a musician and
Tay
a
Zonday.
couple other people, and like they had us go on like the Today Show.
Wow.
And like I think we were like talking to like Matt Lauer, which now, but
Honestly, then.
But then also like we went on like Opie and Anthony, I think, and
Wow.
they kind of like shit on YouTube, and like the YouTube rep was like
man.
really uncomfortable. But yeah, it was
Jokes on them.
'Cause that was
that was a whole thing.
that was what? That was like that was within a year of YouTube being invented.
yeah, basically.
Like that's how early on.
yeah,
That's crazy, man.
Wow.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I love that sketch. It holds up. I rewatched it because I was like, is this, a lot of old YouTube stuff seems like old YouTube stuff, but that one, it holds up, man. It holds up really well.
Hell yeah.
It's great.
except for ending with the because we didn't really have an ending joke.
Ends with crack is whack.
It ends with crack is whack, bitch. we're like, crack is whack, and it's like, let's just add bitch onto the end. Yeah.
Ian,
All right.
what is your number one?
Yeah.
Number one Smosh video for me, man. This, I mean, it just holds up. Like, I'm surprised nobody had it on their list. You were kind of close. The Assassin's Creed 3 music video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super solid.
Like listening back, like if you listen to that song now, it's still there's still a freshness to it. Like the music production is solid. We got Anthony to a place with vocally that was awesome.
I was singing that song last night.
Oh really?
A lot, yeah.
Dude, the freaking like chorus and that's like huge ups to Ryan Finnerty, like
Right,
just
and hooks.
nailing those hooks. But like, and oh yeah, so when I say like we spent a lot of money on Zelda, so Assassin's Creed that one was sponsored by Assassin's Creed 3.
You guys got dancers
and we spent
extras.
Yeah, we had like 3 shoot days. We went overtime on one of the days. I'm pretty sure, maybe 2 of the days. Yeah, we had an extra shoot day where we got Dietrich to come out with like some of his like dancer friends, and they did like a whole like dance routine. We had this huge, it was just like we went up to the mountains, shot some stuff in the mountains, shot some stuff in this like alleyway. We had a whole like set built.
How much was it?
That was between $50,000 and $60,000.
Wow.
Buddy.
That's walking around money.
That was sponsored. Wow.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
Those
dude.
two, Zelda Rap and that one are just like
Yeah.
on another level.
But it's like people are like, oh, I miss the old Smosh when they did these videos. Like, okay, look, you can't just spend that kind of money.
just do
And-
that.
Yeah, you can't. I
Oh
mean,
my
it was
God.
an absurd amount of money, but it was still back in those times when if you really put the effort in, it would pay off, and it did. Like people freaked out when that video came out, and I mean, it's still solid. Like I still have like the tomahawk chop shirt in my
yeah.
closet, and every time I look at it, the song pops into my head.
Yeah.
And like I can probably go through that whole song still by memory. It's insane.
Yeah.
I will say, like Zelda, I held it at like it's my number. What was my number 3? Whatever. But because it's so pretty and the song is great, but that music video, when you watch it, that one's so perfect too, because it's like Anthony has his awesome part, and then I don't wear briefs, like your
Yeah,
verse.
dude. George Washington. Yeah, dude. I
And
think
then
that's
the
one of my
ending,
best.
when you guys, when Anthony's character is about to die, and you guys are in this room, and then you come in, and then you both just kick ass in this room together. I geek out over that video too.
It's just solid. Like it's got the jokes, got the Assassin's Creed jokes for the people that know Assassin's Creed, but you can still watch it as not a video game fan and still enjoy it. I think not as much, but you can still enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the chorus, again, huge props to Ryan Finnerty for putting that.
Podcast.
It's really
Put that
it's really
stuff
crazy.
together.
It shows you like the different, like having gone through and survived all the different eras of YouTube, how different Smosh has been throughout every single iteration of it. Like people talk about like, oh, I wish Smosh would go back to this. It's like, yeah, you wish it would go back to that, but there are people then who are like, I wish you'd go back to that. Like,
Yeah.
you have to constantly evolve, and it's
Yeah.
so successfully evolved throughout every era.
But I think looking at the success of those music videos, like I do still want to do more music videos, and there is still a way to do it. We did Girls Are Gross. It was awesome. I want to do more of that stuff. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3, that was in a totally different era of YouTube. But I'm also looking forward to is coming up with new favorite parts, new favorite videos of Smosh, because this Smosh thing, it's gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And as long as you guys keep watching, we're gonna keep making them, and we're gonna keep creating favorites because the party don't stop until
Until
We're in the
die.
grave.
we're in the
Yeah.
grave.
We've been on point
Yeah,
today.
we're on the
Wow,
wave.
this is
We're on the
we were.
wave, brave.
This is a wave
Bruh.
brave.
Solid lists, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
solid
Solid
lists. I
Good
like
job,
these.
everyone.
Coming with Smosh short Smosh Short 2 Stranded.
That is
Solid.
that I knew. Like that's always been my number one favorite.
I wish I dug more and like watched more videos in the past because I'm sure I would have had like a whole other different list if I took the time to scroll through. I'm trying to just use my memory.
I also wanted to say how because you talking about how we knew Stranded. It is also crazy to think back when I was, I don't know, how old was I in 2006?
15, 14?
Like everyone knew the Pokemon dub video. Like that wasn't knowing who Smosh was. That was just like, yeah, that video. And then same with Stranded. It was just like, you guys back then were at that level, and it's crazy that here we are still. That's nuts. That was 13 years ago.
Yeah, bro.
Ian,
like-
you're unkillable.
You cannot be
Really?
killed.
Like for real, man. Like it's crazy because most people like their YouTube careers. I feel like are like 2 years.
Sometimes. Yeah. I mean,
Sometimes.
people have figured it out a little bit more lately on how to, adapt and
Right.
survive.
Yep.
Which, by the way, you just referenced Internet Detention 3, which, I mean, that's also one of my favorites. Like,
Solid.
like
That's too many.
as of late, holy shit, that video is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was another one where everyone got a chance to shine.
Yeah.
So,
We should have done a top 50.
yeah, let's do that next time.
I'll just say, like, it's so cool that as a part of our job and as creators, like, it's not like we're like you're a producer on some TV show you hate, but it pays the bills. Like, we love so much of our content. And I love my job, and that's so cool to be proud of the content like we are. You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
all right. Well, let's just keep making more, guys.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, thank you guys for sticking through this whole ass
This
list.
is a long boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a long boy, but it was a good boy. Let's give it a bone.
Like a dachshund. Long boy, but a good boy.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much. If you're not yet subscribed to the Smoshcast on any of your podcast networks, do that. Make sure you're downloading these episodes. Make sure you're reviewing it. Leave 5 stars. Tell us what your favorite video is in the review. Heck, just do it. The podcast comes out on Wednesdays along with a highlight on our YouTube channel, the Smoshcast channel, and you can catch the full video on Fridays, censored. And let's all just say goodbye.
Bye. Arrivederci.